What's happening, guys? Welcome to another video, and we are out with the caravan again. I'm excited to give it another test run. We're not going far. We're going to go to Narung and check out the campsite there. We have been there before, but not for a long while, and we've got a lot of new viewers now, so we're going to just show you that part of the world. In fact, I'm going to flick to a map now and show you exactly where we're heading. Okay guys, so just showing you where we are. So start off with a full map of Australia, and we're down in South Australia where the arrow is. So follow the arrow, that's where I'm going to show you where we are. So we'll just zoom in a little bit closer and we start getting into my territory, which is Tailem Bend over here, about 100 kilometres from Adelaide. And this is the lakes we head to. So I'll just go in a little bit closer and show you where we're going. So we're coming down along here, and the camping spot we're going to is Narung, which is right in there. So we can turn right and just go straight to Narung, but seeing as it was such a beautiful day, we cruised down along here to Lake Albert, and we've got Lake Alexandrina up here. And both of these lakes are fed by the River Murray, which comes in here, and the mouth of the Murray is back out just in here. But we travel down around to Meningie, check out Meningie, and then in a minute you'll see a bit of drone footage. I put the drone up about here so you can check out the lake, and you can also check out the Coorong. So the Coorong is this stretch of water, goes for about 100 kilometres this way, and you've got this stretch of mainly sand hills all along separating the Coorong and the Southern Ocean. And then we travel around the lake up along here and we head to Narung, which is this little section in here. We also go for a drive out and check out Raukkan. We camp in here, and there's a ferry which goes across. So we will do a bit of a ferry review at the end. But this is a great little camping site just in here, Narung. So that's what we're doing, guys. So as I said, we're going to head around the lake. You can get to Narung by turning before Meningie if you just want to go there to the campsite and then cross the ferry. That crosses in between Lake Albert and Lake Alexandrina, but we'll show you all that when we get there. But seeing it's such a beautiful day, it's about 27 degrees, there's no wind. Lake Albert is going to look sensational at Meningie. So we'll head down that way, we'll do a lap around the lake, we'll call in to Meningie. We might try and see if they're selling any Coorong mullet, so we might do a fish and chip review for lunch. Yeah, I know I'm getting on the carbs, but I'm only doing it for you guys. If they haven't got any mullet, sometimes it's they're catching it, sometimes they're not, so we'll see what happens. But we'll check out Meningie a bit, then we'll continue around the lake. Might chuck the drone up halfway around the lake, so that's sort of so you'll be able to see where the Coorong runs. So over one hill there'll be the Coorong, and then you got the lake the other side, and then we'll continue along around the lake to Narung. As we get to Narung, we'll turn left and we'll go to Raukkan, which is the Aboriginal community. So we'll check that out. That's famous for the little church there. It's on the Australian $50 note. So we'll go in there, show you that, and a couple other things that it's famous for, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But then we'll get to Narung, set up camp. Hopefully we can get in there okay. Someone told me they were there, went past yesterday, and there's a fair few vans there, so we'll see what happens. But I'm sure they'll get out of the way. This is Gilligan we're talking about now. Gilligan the caravan. Make room for us. We're going to have a campfire, got a bit of firewood. We'll do a campfire cook up tonight. We'll chuck the rod in, because you know how much I love fishing and how good I am at it. And yeah, and then we'll head back across the ferry on the way home tomorrow and do a ferry review. So that's what's happening. We better turn the camera around, show you guys what I'm looking at, and you know what that means. It's time to start the music. So here we are, beautiful Meningie. Got a little bit of a northerly breeze there coming in. That's where we originally put Gilligan the boat in. If you want to check that out from about a couple of years ago. And we headed straight ahead there in the middle of the screen to the other side, to the Narrows and across to Lake Alexandrina. A few people on the jetty having a fish. Great little spot. A lot of motorbikes around this weekend. As you can hear going past, it's Harley weekend. Hog Owners Club from all around Australia meeting at Tailem Bend this weekend. I actually went there last night for the drags. They had the Harley drags on. First time the new drag strip had been open. And there we have Gilligan. Righto guys, here we go, fish and chip review, or Coorong mullet. Famous fish they catch here in the Coorong near Meningie. Smells okay. Last time I went to this fish and chip shop, it probably got about a 6.1, it was rubbish. The other place that sells it here is shut on the weekend. Well, this is a pretty big surprise. This is looking not too bad. Looks nice and crispy. So when you ask for one piece, they give you two because it's sort of cooked in or they fillet it in a butterfly shape. So chips look okay. Bit of salad, bit of tartare sauce, so not too bad. We'll do a snap test straight away for you. You can see that. Ooh. Breaking away pretty good. Could be slightly crispier, but pretty good start. Back in a minute. Rightio guys, rundown on the Coorong mullet and chips. Now first thing, I know I'm getting old, I'm getting grumpier, but this has happened just about every time I go to a shop these days where the staff do not know how to work the till. I know they're young people, but maybe the people that own the shop should bloody teach them how it works before they put them on the job. This Coorong mullet and chips was $21.50. I gave them $22 in cash, which surprised them right from the start, giving them cash. And then it was at least 3 minutes until they worked the till out and had to get the boss over to work out how much change I needed. So yeah. Oh, we've got a bloody seagull flying in towards me. Next, a little bit better than I thought. It's better than last time I was here. The Coorong mullet was pretty good. I'm not a real Coorong mullet fan, but we just did it because that's what they're famous for here. But yeah, pretty good. And right behind the camera there's a bird. Turn around. I've got a chip left. Maybe we'll just put a chip over here on the table and we'll see what happens. So yeah, the Coorong mullet pretty good. The chips need a bit of work. Overall, here we go. Whoa, bloody hell. Alright. I don't know whether the camera got that. We'll just turn it around a little bit around here and we'll put one more chip on the table and just see what happens. Ooh, hang on, we'll put him just there. Should be able to see him come flying in now. So the score for fish and chips, oops, that chip went quick. Another one there. 7.1, that's my review. Could do a bit of work, but not bad. here we are at Raukkan, Aboriginal community, Lake Alexandrina out there to the right, and that's also looking back towards the Adelaide Hills to the right. And Raukkan, famous for two things that I know of. One is David Unapon, who was a teacher and an inventor. I think he invented the first mechanical sheep shears for shearing sheep. And the other thing is the little church here in Raukkan is on the Australian $50 note. And sorry, I think David Unapon is still on it. He used to be on the old one, but I'll check it. So both of them are on the Australian $50 note. And we've got the church just up around to the left, and we'll go and check that out. And here we have the church. So just coming up to the Narung campsite, you can see a few tents and vans there, so see how we go. If we go straight ahead, we'll get to the Narung Ferry. But, we'll poke our nose in here and have a bit of a look. Looks like there's a bit of room in there. Ferry straight ahead. Okay guys, after doing about 3 laps, I finally got my position. Nice little spot, bit of room for a fire. She looks a bit uneven there, might jack her up at the front a little bit, but she'll be right. And right next to the lake. So the Narung jetty, got the ferry over to the right. Point Malcolm Lighthouse straight ahead. Okay guys, we've got the fire going. Got it going a bit late I think, so it could be a late tea tonight. Got the camp oven, just going to do the old basic chicken. A couple of spuds, I think I've got some beans. Yeah, we're going to go the carb stuff just to make it look pretty. But I think it might be dark by the time I get it finished. But nice night, hardly any wind, or a bit of wind's just starting to come up, but still a beautiful night. Righto guys, we better check this chook out. I'm not real confident here. I reckon the top might be burnt because it was way too big for the camp oven. Get out of the way there. Smallest one I could find. Ooh, what's going on here? Keep the coals out. Fuck, she's a bit hot. Shit. We gotta cool this down a bit guys. Righto guys, we better check and see what's happening here. I've had to leave this on a fair bit because it was cooked on the outside and was probably raw on the inside, so well, that's not looking too bad. I'll get that down over there on the shovel. Just a bit worried about the spuds, but that's actually looking pretty good. You reckon that's enough for me guys? It's a bloody big chicken. We've got a few beans over there to keep the vegetable people happy. We got the gravy shit that needs a bloody stir. That's looking good. The old black and gold gravy. Things are coming along okay. I'll chuck a knife through. Hang on, I've got a knife here. We'll see how soft these spuds are. Oh, that's not too bad. Shit, I reckon they're nearly done. Okay guys, all plated up, and I reckon we're looking in the nines. It's come out better than I thought. So got enough left for tomorrow too, sitting up there in the van on the sink. So put that in the fridge later, and we'll be back in a minute for a food review. Okay guys, food review. Sensational. It must be the way the cook cooks it. 9.1, that's my review. Beautiful night here, great fire, the wind's died right down, watching a bit of speedway. We got opening night at Toowoomba on Clay Paview, and pretty busy the next 2 weeks. We got my son's racing at Murray Bridge for opening night, so it's getting back into the speedway season. Good morning. Well, all packed up, ready to go. I haven't shown you the bit of bling I put on the ute over there, drifting in Gilligan, and on the van. It needed just that touch of bling, guys. Okay, for some unknown reason I did not have the mic plugged in properly on the GoPro. So this is our ferry crossing on our way home, and first time with the caravan going across. Thought it might scrape, but it seemed to clear it pretty easily. Got the ferry operator to the right, he gives us the old peace sign there. And out to the right we have the Narrows, which is the passage that leads through to Lake Albert. And then out to the left is Lake Alexandrina. Up ahead on the left is Point Malcolm Lighthouse. I believe it to be the only inland lighthouse in Australia, maybe even the southern hemisphere. Not too sure. But we're coming in for the landing. There was a very strong northerly breeze, so it was a little bit of a rough trip across. And ferry operator's just coming in now. Has a little bit of trouble with the left hand arm. The right one clamps in fairly easily, and has a bit of a jiggle around here to get that left one clamped in. So anyway, that's going to end this video, guys. We'll just check on the wave and give him a score. From memory, I think we get the 5-finger wave, and here we go. Yep, 5-finger wave, 9.1. That's my review. See you later.